Our live team coverage continues tonight. DC News Now's Max Marcilla live outside of RFK Stadium.
And Max, you've been speaking to fans all around the district today. There is a lot of excitement literally over this news.
Yeah, Chris and Tosin, from the fan perspective, they're really excited, hoping that a move to the old site of their team could bring about some of the glory days, some of those stadium-shaking home playoff games, and maybe even another couple of Super Bowl titles. What you can't hear from these pictures of this Washington playoff game at the old RFK Stadium is the roar of the crowd. To this day, diehard fans say you could feel it.
Everybody remembers back when RFK was actually cranking, the stadium used to jump, all that good stuff. So I'm waiting for it to come back.
The hope from the team is that this new vision for a future home at the RFK site can bring that same energy to the future team.
The name's Washington, so they should play in D.C.
The plan has the backing of football legends, including Hall of Fame coach Joe Gibbs, who was at this announcement press conference, and it certainly has the backing of these fans.
I'm going to be first in attendance, I guarantee that.
They're going to bring that energy to that community.
I think it's a prime spot because you got the metro right there.
Excitement over a better commute and game environment is felt here at Nationals Park, a good place to get fans' first reviews of the plan because the Capitol Riverfront underwent its own transformation more than a decade and a half ago. Mayor Bowser touting it as a win, with thousands of housing units and nearly 100 restaurants and bars around the baseball stadium.
Just look like what's happened around here and around Nats Park. So I think it's just really awesome.
But one thing that could be unique to the RFK site is a Super Bowl.
The city would go crazy. I think it'd be great.
All right, so you just heard a lot of excitement from fans there, and that's what we heard over and over. But there are a few concerns they brought up, specifically the potential price of tickets, which some are anticipating could be pretty high. And then also what the tailgating situation is going to be like, because the plan as released today has fewer parking spots than the stadium currently has in Landover. So a couple of things to keep your eye on there.
All right, Max, of course, a new stadium opens all sorts of possibilities for major events, and probably the biggest of all, perhaps a Super Bowl.
Yeah, and this new stadium definitely could open the door for that. In fact, NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell, who was at the announcement, said this brings DC into the picture, making it much more likely that the Super Bowl does in fact come here. We've seen that become a trend in the NFL, where some of these stadiums open and within a few years they get a Super Bowl, thinking Atlanta and Las Vegas and Los Angeles, all in that category. And the fact that DC, this stadium would have a dome, would make the district eligible for, Chris, as you mentioned, what would be a pretty big event.